What's going on YouTube? Crypto Matrix coming at you with another cryptocurrency stream. And guys, the Bitcoin price is still going along that ascending wedge, retesting $14,000. Did get rejected a little bit, but still heading up, guys. I think there's two things that could happen, and I wanted to go over that today and go over what I think is going to happen in the short term, guys. And don't forget, I am doing a giveaway for my Ledger Nano S. One of my first 500 subscribers are in it to win this Ledger, and all you have to do is subscribe to be part of that. And guys, if you're not making good money on crypto, then this is the channel for you. Be sure to subscribe and like, and I'm going to dive right into the price action. Here we go. Alright guys, so check it out. A few things could happen right now. I'm just going to dive right into what I think is going to happen and keep it pretty short today. Got a lot of trading to get into. And the reality is, guys, is there's two things that I think is going to happen. Okay, so let's go over the bearish scenario first. Okay, look at this back in August. Okay, we had a big Bart Simpson right here, almost mimicking patterns that we have right now. Okay, so right here and right here, guys. Okay, so I think that if we kind of just continued this pattern out here and say like we got a breakdown towards the bottom of this wedge at like low 13,000s or even lower, say like we even got a breakdown further, that would still just be healthy price action. But what I think would actually happen is it would kind of go sideways, a little bit of chop, and then a drop off, and then we could see something like, you know, even 11,600 if we measured the last fall to bottom. That's about 17%. So say like it happened from right here. These 17%, you know, could be the low 11,000s, guys. And notice that we're still above that legacy line right there. Okay, we're still above this line. And I think as long as we're above this line for the short term, I think that we're in bullish times for sure, and that we could, you know, see higher times easily, guys. We could be pushing 14,000, you know, by the end of the month, this month, easily. And hopefully, guys, hopefully seeing some higher times reaching up towards $20,000 just by the end of the year. That would be great news, guys. That would be some very bullish candles coming into the play. And I think the even more bullish scenario that could play out would be something more like this. Like I was talking about back here, that we would break out of this channel to the upside in a very bullish scenario. So for instance, going something like this, just straight, seemingly straight up. So if we broke out of this ascending wedge to the upside, really pumping the price up, I think that would be the bullish scenario for Bitcoin right now. I don't know if it's going to go you know, straight down from here, guys. I don't think it'll work like that. I think, like I said, it'll kind of go sideways, chop, form Bart Simpson, and then break down, or it's going to pump up. That's what I think is going to happen in the Bitcoin price, guys. It's literally going to be one or the other, and it's looking like it's going to be, if I had to put my money down one way or the other right now, just on the way the price action is looking, let's just think over the next day, if say like this breaks down and touches the lower band of the ascending wedge, then maybe we could get a pump back up and start to form that Bart Simpson and then get a breakdown. So like, but if we don't touch back towards the bottom of this wedge here, I think that we could, you know, continue to pump up. So guys, just keep an eye on it over the next day. If you and draw these wedges for yourself. I'm on the hourly time frame. Okay, so just draw your wedge, touch, you know, get at least 4 touches. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then that's how you get your wedge set. And then remember about the resistances and supports. Well, this is now support, but in general, there's not too much resistance above 13,800, and we did run some at 14,100 basically, and that was basically the high even for the 52-week range as well as the daily range. So basically we could easily see higher times, guys. It's just that simple. I think there's not too much resistance above this, guys. I think we could either get a break up or a breakdown. Just depends on what happens in the next day. But if we look close, okay, we're going to take a close look at this here. We are in the top Bollinger Band right now currently. The EMA 20 is above the EMA 55, but when it broke down here, it still took a while to cross. So for instance, it was very sharp down. So for instance, if we get something like this, you know, downwards like that, and then a pump, something like that, like a W almost, that would be, you know, the bearish scenario starting, I believe, starting to get ready to play out. Whereas if we get a pump up, you know, something upwards like this, or even sharper up, you know, that would be the bullish scenario easily. So keep an eye out over that for the next few days, guys. And I wanted to go over a few other coins. There's a lot of people asking about alts these days, and there's so many alts, guys. So I try to give a really good analysis of the altcoin. So if I'm not like ready to give it to you yet, you know, I'm going to take my time and make sure that I have a good analysis so I don't give you a bad call. I realize, guys, that you guys are putting money down all the time here, so I want you guys to make sure that you're, you know, getting in at the right times and getting out at the right times, especially. So let's talk about OXT. All right, guys. So we were talking about getting in close to this legacy line here, which is trending downwards, and, you know, basically 3 to 4 touches here, putting in lower lows. The price is really dropping like a stone here, and it's got me vexed because basically I wanted to get in right there, but didn't. I was waiting, and basically I'm waiting for this green line to get touched. And for instance, we could go all the way down to 17 cents. So a new line. Down at 17 cents here. We'll make that as blood red as it gets. Okay, so that would be like kind of the doomsday line we've got going here, guys. But theoretically, the price could remain boring. Like, you got to think, some altcoins, they don't have a lot of action for a long period of time, and then look, massive pump. Okay, so for instance, we could have the same kind of situation going on like this. It just kind of goes back to where it was, just remains, you know, kind of boring and stable, guys. That's definitely possible. But for instance, if you haven't gotten in already and aren't getting in on this green line, wait until it crosses right here at around November 11th, okay? And if it's down there, then look for your buy there at OXT, guys. That's what I'd be doing. But in all honesty, even if you bought in here and here, there could just be a massive pump like we've seen several times. You know, a pump could happen any day. You know, I've seen it happen 4 times in the last 2 months, guys. So definitely possible OXT. And I can't stress enough, these coins are in their infancy stage. So when you buy them now, if you're just looking for fast price action, that's one thing, but you can buy these coins and kind of forget about them for 4 or 5 years and come back to it with massive gains. Okay, we've all seen the Bitcoin video where the guy is panning for gold and he eventually finds a Bitcoin phone and it's got 0.01 Bitcoin on it, and that's worth $10,000. That means Bitcoin be worth $100,000 or more. So, you know, same thing with these altcoins. They have so much potential to the upside, and I think getting in at these low times, guys, you can't lose. All you got to do is be patient. Now, that's not the saying for all altcoins. Some are just more popular, so you want to stick with the winning horses. You don't want to go with things that are just too risky of an investment as well, guys. And we'll get into that another day, just the difference between safe and risky investments. Guys, I wanted to talk about Link, down at $11, but still following that trend up that I drew. Okay, look at that, guys. If you got in at $8, $9, almost $10, guys, this is going to keep moving up. I think there's room to the upside with Chainlink. There's a lot of good potential here. And guys, if you didn't get in the last, you know, week or so, now's the time. We're basically right at supports right now. And for instance, if it were to break down like that, again, guys, it will pump back out of it, I promise. I believe that. You know, I've seen Chainlink really grow from, you know, down at $2 at the low buy-ins, and pretty sure I got in $2 and $4. I'm not sure if I would. I don't have it on the graph, but those were my buys. And you know, I got out up here at $20. Somebody asked me what I thought it would be, and I thought it'd be $20, and that's when I got out. And guys, it doesn't get any better than that. It just doesn't. So that's the kind of trading you want to do, and that's why a lot of people really like my channel, because I give you those good buy times. And guys, I also, teach people one-on-one, and if you want that additive edge, just inbox me at bitcoindeathstar@gmail.com, and I'm happy to teach you guys that, there is a cost, but, I got to work for my living as well. And until monetization happens, it's, teaching students and investments. So there's many other coins to go over in general, guys, but I'm only going to go over one more right now, and that's ZIL. Okay, Zilliqa. So basically, obviously, in March was the best time to buy at 0.0036 or 0.0029, and if you look, a pump all the way up to 0.0049, so that's a massive gain. Guys, how much is that exactly? 1,300%. So that's the kind of gains you could have got on Zilliqa if you got in March. Incredible. So what's going to happen with Zilliqa in the short term? Now, guys, I've just been thinking about this one for a little bit, and just with a new coin like Zilliqa, there's so much potential for a pump. Okay. Now, if you really zoom out and go to like its daily scale, it's been much higher. So, for instance, it could do something like this. Kind of go down and something boring, and then get another big pump up. And that's what I think will actually happen with Zilliqa. But there could be a little bit more upturn right here. And the reason for that is just because it's repeating its history. It's done that several times. It's had these lows, which you could have gotten in anywhere down here and down here, and then seen, even 55% gains. Okay, guys, so there's a lot of potential here with ZIL. Okay, guys, so it's definitely a coin to be watching right now. So, for instance, if it were to even pump up that much from here, that would only be going up to 0.027 from 0.017, and that's a massive gain, guys. So definitely ZIL looks like something to be watching right now, guys. And those are the coins that I'm looking at the moment, among many others, guys. You can see the brackets that I look at. That's just ones that I report to you guys on, but this list is growing all the time, guys. I can't stress enough, this is not all I have. I have whiteboards all around me. It's how I keep my calculations as well. I write things down. I still write things down, and I think the more information you keep for yourself, knowledge is power, and really keeping the information is how you understand something, and understanding is key to mastering your craft. And guys, I want to talk about the Bitcoin monthly candle closes above 13K for the first time since 2017, and this could really be an indication that we're going to be nearing $20,000 by the end of the year even. So what could actually make that happen? And a manager that manages 11 billion assets at ARK Invest, Kathy Woods, says there's little resistance between 13,000 and 20,000. This means if Bitcoin breaks out on a high time frame, the probability to rise to a new record high could get higher. And she said that 13,000 level is important because if we were to get through that, then in technical terms there would be very little resistance, and we were probably on our way back to peaks we saw in late 2017, so around $20,000. Now, we're not sure if that's going to happen. We could stay in a new trading range, just a little bit of a higher level than the recent 6 to 10. Maybe we're in the $10,000 to $13,000 range. Nonetheless, a breakout. So, guys, I think she's right. There's not a lot of resistance above $13,000. And say even if we got rejected down to even the 12s or 11s, I think we're still above that big legacy line that we've been following on since March, or maybe since late April. It did change a little bit since March. Otherwise, we'd already be at almost $20,000 already, guys. So keep that in mind. There's still even potential for an even higher uptick than we've been getting, and I'm definitely involved for that, guys. I'm sitting pretty with my Bitcoin right now. I'm buying every dip. I can't stress enough. Whenever it dips decent size, like I'm watching for that Bart Simpson to happen. I just bought some at 13, riding the wave in case it went up. And if it breaks down, I'm comfortable sitting in that short-term loss, which I'm not going to be cashing out because I believe in the higher time. So it's not a loss. You got to think of it like that, guys. If you really believe in something, you got to put your money down. And a trader known as Loma said BTC would likely drop around 13,100 and resume a rally. The 5-day moving average on the Bitcoin monthly chart is found at 12,256. So a drop to low 13,000 would be healthy for a rally. She wrote, the game plan is we're going to nuke BTC to 12,009 13,001, which is just enough for shorts to pile on, expecting 12 and 12.4K retest. Then when we use them as nuclear fuel to drop the biggest bear nuke candle upwards, leaving shorts in liquidation land, guys. And similarly, Michael van de Poppe, a full-time trader at Amsterdam Stock Exchange, guys, I talk about him all the time, said a drop to sub 12,000 could also occur. Cointelegraph reported a Bitcoin pullback entering November would place even more pressure on the altcoin market. Bitcoin has sucked most of the volume from the cryptocurrency market, which means that if BTC goes down, the selling pressure on altcoins would likely intensify. So guys, there's some people out there that think the alts still have more room to go to the downside, guys. You know, I think some coins will definitely take hits, but I think some coins are still, you know, looking very profitable and are at lows now and looking good to buy. And you know, the coins I went over, definitely coins that I'm looking at. But Bitcoin in itself is, you know, it's a monster of a cryptocurrency. It's definitely moving mountains out there, guys. I can't stress enough that it's growing all the time, and I really think we're going to stack on another zero before we know it. And man, every single person, even me, because I have disposable funds. I wish I could throw down more, and I put down what's sane, I believe, just, you know, based on reality. You don't want to throw down, don't, you know, sell the house, sell the car. I hear stories of people selling everything they do and making, you know, big trades. And guys, that's really risky business, even with a safe investment like Bitcoin. And we've all seen the family that, you know, risked everything and made it. You know, there's definitely people that bought in at the high and lost everything, or are sitting in a negative. And, you know, it sucks for those guys. You know, you got to be smart with your money, guys. I can't stress that enough. But guys, that's all the time I have for today. Be sure to subscribe and like. Thank you for your time today. I'm getting subs every single day. I got 3 subs since my last video. Every single video I'm getting subs, guys. So that's just awesome. And don't forget, guys, I am doing the giveaway for Ledger Nano S. Just subscribe and you're part of it. It's that simple. And guys, if you're not making good money, just watch the channel. I'll basically be telling you exactly where I'm getting in, and I'm making good money. So if you can follow my trades even remotely, you will be putting good trades down. And then it's all about, you know, when to exit, or if you even want to exit. The cryptocurrency stage is still in its infancy stage. 10 years is nothing compared to some of these market capitalization, guys. I can't stress enough. You know, this is my job. If you want to trade from home and be around your family and do all the things that, you know, maybe you thought you couldn't do, that you actually can do, you know, this is the channel that's going to help you get there and make better money. So be sure to subscribe and like. I am Crypto Matrix. I will catch you guys later.